Shalom. First of all, let's start off with giving honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakadesh. Double honor to teachers, tellers, and the apostles of Great Millstone, likewise brothers for another truth. Faithfully fair to see feeding the sheep and do brothers and sisters that tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson's title, You People Gonna Be Shocked. That's right. You're walking about, going about your business, not mindful of the things that's going on around you, not being watchful for the events that are upon this earth, such as wars, pestilence, disease, judgments from the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. And most of all, you are ignoring the warnings that's coming from the men that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, has sent on this earth to preach His gospel. But that's okay, because the events that's going to be unfolding and the finale of it is going to be shocking to you people. Let's go into our first scripture. It is the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, down verse 1. It reads, Then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. That's right. We keep telling you that we're going to get out of here, Lord willing, part of the elect, in what you call UFOs. Okay, they're going to be angelic chariots, okay, from the Lord of hosts himself, Yahweh Yahushai, that's going to beam up his elect, and you're going to see it, and you're going to have terrible fear because you've never seen anything like it. But there's more. Let's continue on. It says, And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, This was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. What's the common term that's used against us? You dingy niggas, you bums, you broke ass niggas. You know, y'all are a cult. Y'all ain't nobody. Go get a job. Y'all are so broke and dirty and scummy looking. I hate y'all. These are all things that y'all say to us, okay? But you're going to be shocked in this day. Continuing, it says, We fools, yes, you are fools, have counted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Now, let's find out why you count our life as madness. Because you'll ask yourself, who in their right mind would go and stand up on the street corners or, different parts of a city or a town with some signs, dress up in a robe, reading out loud from a Bible every week? Well, let's take a look and see who those men are. This is Ezekiel 35, verse 1. It reads, Moreover, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, came to me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Now, in case you don't know, Mount Seir is another name for Great Babylon, America, United States of America, Idumea. This place is known as spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Okay? In other words, it's the place that we all reside at right now. And say unto it, Thus said the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So he's going to destroy this place. He's against this place. Never mind the dollar bill saying, In God we trust. That's gold, oil, and drugs, okay? It's not talking about the Most High, Yahweh Yahushai. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So we're out there with signs and posters that's showing you, to the best of our ability, the destruction that's going to become the Great Babylon, America. And y'all think we're mad. Okay, y'all are idiots. It's offensive. How dare y'all speak that way of Great Babylon, America? How dare y'all speak of the United States like that? How dare you? Are you mad? Okay, and this is how y'all look at us. This is why y'all drive by in your car, you honk your horn, you take your pictures, you make your little video that gets a lot of likes and views. How y'all detest us. That's okay. It says, Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So we as Hebrew Israelites, yes, we're wicked. Yes, we are. We are wicked. That's the reason why we went into slavery so much, and that's why we're still here in slavery in Great Babylon, America. Okay, because we're wicked. But keep in mind here, we tell you what is going to happen and why is it going to happen. What is going to happen? The destruction of Great Babylon, America. Why? Because this Edomite, Esau the Edomite, this so-called white man, has shed our blood. There. All right? Let's go back into Wisdom of Solomon 5 and start verse 6, and it reads, how is he numbered among the children of power, and his lot is among the saints? And y'all gonna be asking that, how are they being saved? I mean, we've heard of deliverance, but how are these niggas? How are they the saints? Look at them. I know Pastor Dowell, with a 3-piece suit, living in a mansion. He's a man of God, right? Why is he? Why is he not on the getting beamed up? Okay, I'm a Christian. Why am I not being beamed up? How are these dirty niggas getting beamed up? Y'all gonna be asking yourself that. Therefore, we have erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness had not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. Why? Let's go into 2 Corinthians 4, starting verse 3. Here's the reason why you're in darkness. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God, which is a so-called white man, of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of power, should shine unto them. The white man gets your attention. We don't get your attention. He's entertaining you. He's got the riches, and he can do anything for you, right? So he's got your attention. We don't. But notice what it says. The angels blinded you. No matter how much we preach, you will not get it, because there are angels that are assigned to each and every one of you wicked Hebrew Israelites, and that's blinding you, right? It says, for we preach not of ourselves, but of Mashiach, the Lord, and ourselves, your servants of Mashiach's sake. So we were sent by the Mashiach, who y'all call Jesus. We don't preach about us. We don't ever stand up there and preach about us. This is not our ministry. This is the ministry of Yahweh Yahawashi. In particular, we are working for the Son, Yahawashi, who we're ignorantly called Jesus. Now, let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and start at verse 7. It reads, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. Why? Because you're not listening. You're blinded. What had pride profited us? Or what good had riches with our wanting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasted by, because simultaneously as we are beamed up, Great Babylon America is going to be destroyed. And you're going to be thinking this in that second as you look at the sky and it turns black, and you realize, oh crap, it's too late. We're all going to die. In fact, let's go into 1 John 2. Verse 15, because we tell you this all the time. We were in the world. Y'all ain't doing something that we're not doing, that we didn't do. It reads, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. See, y'all got your suit on or your nice slacks on. You're concerned about your career. You're concerned about who viewing you as somebody important. Everybody wants to be noticed. Everybody wants to be important. I'm doing well in my life and my career. I got a house, I got a car, I got dogs and friends and family and all that stuff. It says, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but it's of the world. That's what the world tell you, man. Okay? And y'all waste a lot of time into that. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of power abideth forever. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the will of power. We're doing the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Okay, while you're preoccupied in the world. Now let's go to 2 Thessalonians 2, and starting with verse 7, it reads, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. We identify who he is. He is the so-called white man, Caucasian. Okay, not just any Caucasian. It's the elites, the ones you don't see. But they have their minions, aka Donald J. Trump, for example, as their spokesperson, and he does their bidding. All right. But continuing on, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders. Now, let's go into Revelation 13, starting verse 16. Let's talk about those lying signs and wonders, because you're about to see this real soon. 6G is about to be unveiled to the public, and with that comes, you guess it, the mark of the beast, okay, which is the RFID microchip. Here's what's going to happen when this is revealed, when 6G gets here. And it reads, and he caused it all. Let's actually start from verse 15. It reads, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Because you're not going to be a part of these 15-minute cities of society. You're not going to be in, you're going to be out. And it says, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Think Elon Musk, think about the brain chip. Okay, and then you have the RFID microchip. Okay, think of companies like Anthropics. Yeah. All these companies like Google and the rest of them that you like so much, yeah, they got something for you. It says, and that no man would buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. That's right. Okay, now in the world they always call it 666. Okay, because here in verse 18 it says, here is wisdom, let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for this is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 666. Hey, during the lockdown, didn't they say you need to be 6 feet away from each other? And they kept using the number 6. Yeah, they're telling you who they are, man. Okay, the wicked. Let's go back into Thessalonians 10:2. When we stand up there in the corner, we have the sign, the 12 tribe sign, and we always have the RFID microchip sign to warn you not to take that. Take that instead. If you take that, you will die a horrible death here in Great Babylon, America. Okay, not only the lake of fire, prior to that, you're going to get real sick, and I'll talk about that in another lesson. Azan Ahmad did a beautiful lesson regarding that with some animation showing, what happens when you have that chip inside of you. Okay, and it's a horrible situation. Okay, a grievous sort of comes upon the people on this earth. But let's close up with 2 Thessalonians 2 and start where it reads, and with all deceivable or unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. This is unbelievable. It will seem like fairy tale. It really would. I mean, think about it. You're gonna get beamed up in a chariot. There's a microchip going in your body. It's gonna be World War III. We're gonna starve. There's gonna be animals eating people. What are you talking about? Who wants to hear that, man? Dude, you're a bummer, man. All right. And for this cause, power shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. He's going to let you believe it. You want to believe it. There it is, right there. Esau's got your back, Jakes. He'll hang you from trees. He'll shoot you, throw you in prison, to do all those things to you. All you have to do is be a good little Negro and integrate. And everything he does is for your benefit. Yeah, keep believing that. It says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And how do you have pleasure in unrighteousness? The pride of life, y'all. You walk past the prophets every day, but like I opened up and I said, you people gonna be shocked, because you're gonna see the prophets get rised up in the chariots as you stay here to get burned up by nuclear fire. There it is. Lord willing, like I said, Father, goes away with all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash, Shalom.